if you sell $1, you will be getting 1.5655 Swiss franc. But these are all after 3 months. But the contract will be made today. Okay. This is called an outright forward contract. Like a spot rate, you get a forward rate. Any question, confusion?
No, sir.
However, there is another way of calculating forward rate, which is called a spot rate plus a swap quote. Now remember, I am using the term swap once again. So in international, I told you already that in international finance, the word swap is used in at different places to mean different things. So earlier we used foreign exchange swap. Now I am using spot quote and spot rate and a swap quote. So let me explain you what is this exactly. See, let me just take this entire thing together. Today is 31. So these are all actually two different problems. So let me first solve this problem. This one I'll do later. So you are given this spot quote, and this is spot rate and swap quote. What are these swap quotes for? See, this rate, if you just write 1.6525 and 1.6535, this is the rate. Okay. So what do? Sometimes you need to add and sometimes you need to subtract these swap quotes in order to find the forward rate. So you want to find out 1 month forward rate. So I told you that if you add, you may add, you may subtract. So let me check. If added, what will be the rate? These two swap quotes will be added with the last points or last pips, 2 pips. So if added, it will be 1.6525 plus 15 is 40 and 1.6535 plus 10 is 45. Okay. Similarly, if subtracted, the rate will be from 25 you deduct 15, so it will be 1.65 from 25. If you deduct 15, 10, and similarly for 35 you deduct 10, 1.6525. Is that okay? Any question, confusion from when we have added and when we have subtracted? Any question?
No, sir. Sir, but when will we add and when will we subtract?
That I have not yet told you. But for the time being, when we add, when we subtract is clear?
Yes, sir.
How to add and how to subtract is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So similarly, if you want to find out for 2 months, that also I can do. So if I do 2 months, If added, what will be the rate? So we'll apply this swap code. 1.6525 plus 25 is 1.6550. Yes or no? And 35 plus 18, 1.6553. Is that clear? Subtracted?
Yes, sir.
Subtracted 1.500 and 35 minus 18 is 1.6517. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So now question is when to add, when to subtract. Two rule, always remember. First rule is this is your bid rate, this is your offer rate or ask rate. First rule is your ask rate. First, let us talk about these two. First, let us talk about these two. So, first rule is your offer rate or ask rate must be more than bid rate. That is applicable because when you go to a bank, bank will always charge you more, pay you less. So when these rates are given, this rate must be more than this rate. Any question? You always pay more and get less. Similarly, from bank's perspective, bank will always charge you more, pay you less. Any question? Both the rates, whether you are adding or whether you are subtracting, both the cases, this is satisfied. This rate is more than this rate is also more than this rate. Then apply the second rule. First rule is bid rate must be less than the offer rate or ask rate, or offer rate or ask rate must be more than the bid rate. Second rule is as you go further, that is from spot rate to 1 month, 1 month to 2 months, this bid ask spread must widen. I repeat, as you go further from spot rate to 1 month forward, 1 month forward to 2 month forward, this bid ask spread must widen. So what is the bid ask spread? Difference between ask rate and bid rate. Here the bid ask spread is 0.0010. Here what is the bid ask spread? 0.0005. It is not widening, rather shortening. But if you subtract, the bid ask spread is 0.0015. So it is widening. So which one will be accepted? Subtract. Is that clear to everybody? I repeat, these two rules are written in the slide. So what are the two rules? One is offer rate or ask rate must be more than the bid rate. First rule is offer rate or ask rate must be more than the bid rate. What is the second rule? As you go further, that is from spot rate to 1 month forward or 1 month forward to 2 months forward, the bid ask spread must widen. Okay, so these are the two rules, and by applying the two rules, we find that this one is subtracted, and this is the forward rate. So when your forward rate is any question up to this point?
No, sir.
So when your forward rate is more than the spot rate, it is called forward is trading at a discount. I repeat, when your forward rate is less than the spot rate, your forward rate is trading at a discount. Okay, how do you find out the discount or premium? You take the mid rate. How do you take the mid rate? 1.6525 plus 1.6535 divided by 2. So if you take the mid rate, what is the rate? 1.6530. And what is the mid rate for forward? 1.6510 plus 1.6525 divided by 2. So mid rate for forward minus mid rate for spot divided by spot into 100. Later on this formula is given. So if it is discount, it will be negative. If it is premium, it will be positive. Any question for forward discount and premium? What about this one? So suppose you calculate for 1 month. If added 1.4925 plus 12, 1.4937. And 35 plus 15 is 50. If subtracted, 1.4925 minus 12 is 1.4913, and from 3520, it will be added or subtracted?
Added, sir.
Make sense? So here the forward rate is more than the spot rate. So forward is trading at a premium, and same rule. How do you calculate the premium? Mid rate for spot and mid rate for forward. So from mid rate from spot, you deduct the mid rate for forward divided by spot. I'm sorry, mid rate from forward, you deduct the mid rate for spot divided by spot into 100. Formula is also given later. So two rules you must remember. One is if it is first of all, this offer rate must be more than the bid rate, and as you go further, that is from spot to 1 month, 1 month to 2 month, your bid ask spread must widen. Okay, so that is one part. There is a mechanical rule also. Mechanical rule is when the swap quotes, when you see the swap quotes are big, small. First one is big, second one is small. You subtract. Big, small, subtract. Big, small, subtract. On the other hand, small, big, add. Small, big, add, and so on. Any question?
No, sir.
So mechanical rule also I have explained you.
So what if they are equal?
They will not be. You can do either way swap. So there are cases where you can do either way swap. Suppose you have a spot rate and swap quote where you satisfy both the condition. Okay, so you can do either way swap. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Normally they are not equal. Swap quotes will not be equal. So if it is equal, then you can do either way swap. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So once you find the forward rate, it is called an outright forward rate. So outright forward rate is a forward rate like this. So basic idea is instead of giving a forward rate for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months every time, so you have a spot rate, because one thing is clear, your forward rate depends upon your spot rate. Okay. As your, like say for example, today, if you go to the market and try to find out the forward rate, your rate will vary depending upon today's market rate. So today's spot rate, because swap quotes are same. Swap quotes do not change frequently. So US dollar Swiss franc 3 months rate is this. So accordingly, you can find out the forward rate. Once you find out the forward rate, they are called outright forward rate. So to find outright spot quote plus minus swap points, we have already discussed what is a swap point, and accordingly you can find out when to add, when to subtract. These two rules are given here. Ask rate must be more than bid rate, and two, bid ask spread must widen as you go further into future. So similarly, there is a mechanical rule that is also discussed. If swap points are big, small, subtract base currency at a forward discount and quoted currency at a premium. If swap points are small, big, add quoted currency at a discount, base currency at a premium. That's all. Question? So here, this is forward and swap quote.
Sir,
Hmm.
if at all the bid ask spread is around 0.1
Hmm.
and added quote will be the bid ask spread for added quote is around 0.12 and for subtracted it is around 0.13. Like I don't know if it is hypothetical or not. In this case, should we consider 0.13?
Yeah, of course. When as long as it is more, 0.12, 0.13 is more than 0.12.
Yes, sir. Like both the conditions are being satisfied in both the cases. So
See, suppose in one case, let me tell you, both. Suppose your bid ask spread is same. Okay, probably there is an example like this. I don't know, remember. Let me check. I've given an example like this. So 70, 65, 70, 10, 20. If you add, it is 75 and 90. If you subtract, it is 55 and no. It is not that 55 and 50. No, it will not be the case. Just 1 minute. No. So you might get a situation where your this thing is same, difference is same. So then the rule is you can do either way, either swap. See, just let me give you example on this. Suppose this condition is satisfied. That is, your offer rate is more than the bid rate. That is satisfied. Number one. Number two, here the difference is 1.5. Suppose you have a situation, even if you subtract difference is 1.5, even if you add difference is 1.5. So the rule is you can do either way swap. Okay.
yes, sir.
Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
But your voice is saying that you have still further question.
Yes, sir. Like my doubt was like in that 0.12 and 0.13, both the conditions are being satisfied.
Okay, 1 minute. So your difference is 0.12 or 12 and difference is 0.13 or 13. That
Yes,
is. So since 13 is more, you will take that.
Okay, sir.
So if it is more, there is no problem. When you go further, if it is more, then there is no problem. Problem is if it is same.
Okay, sir.
Got it? So actually the swap quotes are also given by the trader depending upon the market conditions. So naturally they will definitely not give a swap quote where you can do either way swap. So it depends upon basically the spot rate as well as, so if spot rate changes in a direction, then only it is possible. Like later on you will see that a spot rate is given and a series of swap quotes for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months and so on. So once you get that, you just keep on either adding or keep on subtracting. Now, it is possible that, suppose after 3 months from now, today, 1 month, there is no change. You are not expecting any change in the rate of interest. After 2 months, suppose rate of interest between India and US are almost same. So you can if you remember that formula, forward rate is equal to spot rate into 1 plus DIR upon 1 plus FIR. So whether the foreign currency will be traded at a premium or discount, that depends upon the interest rate of the two countries. Okay, that is domestic. As long as the domestic interest rate is more than the foreign interest rate, foreign currency will be traded at a premium. Okay, I repeat. As long as the domestic interest rate is more than the foreign interest rate, foreign currency will be traded at a premium, and vice versa. Hmm. Now question is, suppose today the Indian interest rate is more, but after 3 months you are expecting that the Indian interest rate will be less than that of US. Suppose US there is a situation like in US there is an inflation, India there is a recession. So till now, rate of interest are almost same, or rather Indian interest rate is more than that of the US interest rate. But after 3 months, it is expected Indian interest rate will be more than the foreign interest rate. So what will happen? Today you are adding, when you will calculate 3 months onwards, you have to subtract. Swap codes will be given in that way only. Very difficult. This is a hypothetical case I am talking about. Very difficult. Okay, because today, if you remember the first chapter, first sentence I said, the finance cannot be anything other than international. So you cannot, think about, Indian, financial system, keeping the other financial system, or Indian financial system totally separate from other markets. So all are related. So there is a definitely it is possible that different economies go through different, economic cycles. Some are in inflation, some are in recession, etc., etc. But still there is a relation. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So last time, if you remember correctly, we had done how a spot transaction takes place over the phone. So similarly, today I'll show you how a forward transaction takes place over phone. So December 4, 2000, Bank A says, Bank A calling, 3-month yen dollar, please. So 3-month yen dollar means yen is the base currency, dollar is the quoted currency. Bank B, 32.25. 32.25 is again the last. These are not the here pips or points. These are all swap codes. 32 and 25 are the swap codes. Bank A, $15 US at 32. Now again, let me tell you, $15 means 15 million. Huh? US means, I told you the other day, US means I'm selling. So Bank B, okay, let's use a spot of 120.5. It's not 120.5. So it is 120.5, 120.6 to say. So we need only the bid rate, not the ask rate. So 120.5, and since the swap codes are big, small, it will be deducted. So which is for value December 6. So 120.5, if you buy a spot rate for 125.5, spot value date would have been December 6, as you know, 2 days of grace days. So the forward value date will be March 6, because after giving 2 days of grace from today's date, which is December 4. So from 120.5, if you deduct 32, it comes to 120.8 for value March 6. And of course, after that, they will exchange the banks, everything, and confirmatory notes. Okay, so this is how the forward transactions takes place. So these are all who all participate in the forward market. As you know, you and me, we cannot participate in the forward market. Why? Aja, any question on this transaction? Any question on this transaction? No. So you and me, we cannot participate in the forward market. Why we cannot participate in the forward market? In India, if you want to participate in a forward market, you need an underlying. What do you mean by underlying? Either you have an export order or you have an import order. Then only, so when you suppose you go to the bank and say, I want to sell, $1 million. So bank will say, why? So you will have to show that I have an export order. Okay. Similarly, if you go and say, I want to buy some amount of dollar, why? I have an import order. Okay. Suppose you go to the bank and say, I want to make a foreign trip. So I want to buy, say, $10,000. That is your basic travel cost. Bank will definitely not sell you, even if you go today and within that 90 days, because you can only buy in the spot market. As an individual, you cannot buy in the forward market. Okay. So banks and all, they trade in the forward market mainly on behalf of their client. They can trade also for themselves. Okay. And little bit of speculation everybody does. What about corporates? Can they buy and or sell and speculate? Of course they do. Why? How? See, all the corporates, they are members of FEDI, Federation of Export and Dealers Association of India. Now, consider a situation. Today, say Reliance Industries Limited is negotiating with, say, General Electric for an export order. Okay. So today, when Reliance is negotiating with or giving a quote or bidding for a contract, so even if Reliance gets the contract, after Reliance bids, there might be a price negotiation for some particular period. Suppose today Reliance gives the bid, naturally G will contact Reliance. Okay, this is now reduce the price. Then terms of conditions, all everything will take some time. So today when Reliance is bidding for the contract which is offered by G, suppose today the exchange rate is $1 is equal to 75. And today is 31st of January. Suppose Reliance gets the contract on 1st of March. Okay. So in between 1 February month is over. So on 1st of March when Reliance gets the contract, suppose on that day, the exchange rate becomes from $1 is equal to 73, it becomes $1 is equal to 73. So from $1 is equal to 75, suppose it becomes $1 is equal to 73. So by the time Reliance is awarded the contract, it has already lost 2 rupees per dollar. If the contract is for 1 million, it has already lost 2 million rupees. Okay. So that is why FEDI gives permission to all the traders that on the basis of 25% of their last 3 years turnover, they can trade without an underlying. So when Reliance is negotiating with G, Reliance can enter into a contract in which it does not suffer a loss once it receives the contract. Okay. So because when Reliance is negotiating, it is negotiating on the basis of today's price. So naturally, Reliance will be allowed to sell in the forward market without an export order. So if Reliance gets the export order, then it will keep the forward contract. If Reliance does not get the export order, it will close the forward contract. Okay. Now, and whatever profit or loss it has, it will suffer, that it will bear. Okay. Now, question is, all the with this rule, all the corporates, they try to take advantage and do some kind of speculation. I repeat, what kind of speculation? Suppose Reliance is expecting that the price of dollar will go down. So today Reliance sells, say, $1 million at a price of 75. Once the price goes down to 73, Reliance goes to the bank and says, I have not received the contract, or I am not awarded the contract, so I want to close my position. So Reliance sold at a price of 75. Reliance has to close his position at a price of 73 and will make a profit of 2 rupees per dollar multiplied by 1 million. It is 2 million rupees. So you are actually theoretically you are not allowed to do that, but every corporate, as soon as they have a chance to speculate, everybody speculates. So treasury divisions of every corporate, they enter into the market and do some kind of speculation, and it has become a profit center. Okay. However, time to time government puts, because foreign exchange market is entirely controlled by the central bank, that is Reserve Bank of India. Time to time, RBI brings in some kind of restrictions in which it makes sure that the corporates are not allowed to speculate. So what they do, they bring some kind of restrictions depending upon the market conditions. So especially when in 2013, Raghuram Rajan became the RBI governor during that period of time. So Indian foreign exchange market was extremely volatile, and rupee at that time, rupee hit a record low from 65 or 64 to 68. So immediately RBI took certain measures in order to stabilize the rupee dollar exchange rate. So one of them was all the corporates were given instruction that you are allowed to enter into forward contract only on the basis of your genuine transaction, not on the basis of your negotiations or speculation. Okay, so this kind of rules, when 25% of last year's turnover, sometimes it is reduced to 10% of last year's 3 years turnover, etc., etc. So this kind of things are always there in order to curb the speculation or excessive volatility. Any question? So there is something called option forward. I'll just discuss a little bit. Delivery date to be chosen by the contract buyer within a specified interval, because we have not yet done option, that is why it will be not that way. A 3-month forward with delivery option over 3rd month. So this is a no. So over 3rd month means anytime over the 3rd month. A 6-month forward with delivery option over last 3 months. So anytime during the last 3 months, and so on. So here you have to pay a price or premium for buying this kind of option forward. Okay. So customer wants to buy $, 3 months forward option over 3rd month, etc., etc. So these are different kinds of products. So this is another example of option forward. So in Indian market, length of option period cannot exceed 1 month. So that is okay. So this is one, you can see a spot rate with swap quotes, 1 month, 2 months, after that name of the month, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So this is basically 1 month forward, this is the spot rate and these are the swap quotes. So these swap quotes are added with the last 2 points or digits, say 46.4425 plus 0.2, and 0.25 means 0.25 will be added with this 25. 0.50 will be added with this. So what about this?
Unknown caller.
So what about this? What about this? This will start from this last. Okay. We'll start from this last. So 0 will be added with 5. This 5 will be added with 2. 7 will be added with 4. 6 will be added with 4. 1 will be added with 6. Let me just take you one example. So spot rate is 75.745 and 75.3775 and swap quote C 162.38 and 162.79. So this is the kind of swap quote given. See 161.5 to 169. Actually, let me just, same thing, I can explain you. Or maybe 163.79. Okay. So you will start adding from this. So what will be this one? So first is 8 plus 15, 13, carry 1. So 3 plus 1, 4, 4, 4, 8. Then 2 plus 7 is 9. Then 6 plus 3 is 9. 1 plus 5 is 6, 7. So 76.9938. So 8 plus 5, 13, carry 1, 3 plus 1, 4, 4, 4, 8, 2 plus 7, 9, 6 plus 3, 9, 5 plus 1, 6, 7 plus 1, 6 and 7. And what about this one? 9 plus 5, 14, carry 1. 7 plus 1, 8 plus 7, 15, carry 1. 3 plus 1, 4 plus 7, 11, carry 1. 6 plus 1, 7 plus 3, 10, carry 1. 1 plus 1, 2 plus 5, 7, and then 7. Is that clear to everybody? Any question, confusion?
No, sir. No, sir.
Proceed further. Huh?
Yes. Yes. Sir,
Yeah.
in this table, like what is the present date? Because the forward rates will.
46.4425, 46.4625.
Yes, sir. The November rate is 184.
Huh?
But the November rate is 184.
184, 185.50. These are the November swap quotes.
Yes, sir. The swap quotes will increase based on
Swap
the.
quotes will more or less not change.
Okay.
So as your spot rates are changing, your forward rates are also changing. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So in a day, today when these rates are given, your swap quotes will remain same. See, in the normal quotes, your spot rate, your forward rate depends upon your spot rate plus the interest rate, etc., etc. Okay. So spot rate keeps on changing every moment. So naturally, forward rate also keeps on changing every moment. So every time, and how you arrive at the forward rate, definitely on the basis of your what do you call? On the basis of the domestic interest rate as well as foreign interest rate. Okay. Now question is, every time you keep on calculating your domestic interest rate as well as foreign interest rate? No. So what do? We every time you keep on all these forward rates? No. So because main factor is your spot rate now, because domestic interest rate and foreign interest rate, that is not changing every day or every moment. So today, when the market opens, whatever is your domestic interest rate and foreign interest rate, more or less at the end of unless there is a policy change, so till end of the day, your domestic interest and foreign interest rate will not change. That will be same. But so forward rate practically is changing on the basis of your spot rate. Now, if your spot rate keeps on changing, naturally your forward rate will also keep on changing. So that is why this swap quotes remain same, and only you add or subtract with the spot rate in order to find the forward rate at a particular point of time. Is that clear?
Sir, like my doubt is, if you look at September, it is 150.5 and 152, and for November it's 184 and 185.5. The difference is increasing, like from the addition or subtraction part is increasing. That's because of the months.
As you go further, your rate will be more, because domestic interest rate, when I calculate this, this is the rate for formula for forward rate. Forward rate is the spot rate into domestic interest rate into 1 plus foreign interest rate. Okay, so this is for 1 year. If it is for 1 month, this will be divided by 12. DIR will be multiplied by 1 upon 12. FIR will be multiplied by 1 upon 12. If it is 2 months, DIR will be multiplied by 2 by 12. FIR will be multiplied by 2 by 12. Is that okay? Similarly, if it is 9 months, DIR will be multiplied by 9 by 12. FIR will be multiplied by 9 by 12. Okay. So as you are going from 1 month to 2 month, 2 month to 3 month, 3 month to 4 month, your interest calculation, interest will be more. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Like, what does that November signify? Like for the month of November, is that the rate?
Yeah.
Standard.
So this is the standard rate, standard swap quote for the month of November. For US dollar, INR. Huh? Okay.
So like if at all we are in the month of October, we'll be using 1 month forward, right? If at all a transaction has to happen in November.
No,
or else
no.
we'll take November quote will be for next year.
One minute. Today, whatever is the month, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months is December. So 1 month is October, 2 months is November, and 3 months is December. 4 months is January, 5 months is February, 6 months is March, 7 months is April, 8 is May, 9 is June, 10 is July, 11 is August, again 12 is September, 13 months is October, and 14 months is November. There can be more also, up to 24 months, maybe 36 months. Question is, these swap quotes does not come from the sky. They are also, it depends upon the domestic interest rate and foreign interest rate. Got my point?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So you adjust only this with the spot rate, and accordingly you get the forward rate. Any question now?
No, sir.
No. Yeah, sure. Hmm. 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 Yeah, this is the formula. Huh? Now here, just see, here the domestic interest rate is not changing, foreign interest rate is not changing for the day. The only thing which is changing, constant, changing all the time is the spot rate. So now at this moment, now 5 minutes past 11, so spot rate is 74. 6 minutes past 11, spot rate changes to 74.5. Your domestic interest, neither your domestic interest rate is changing nor your foreign interest rate is changing. So only depending upon your spot rate, your everything is changing. All 1 month forward, 2 month forward, 3 month forward, 4 month forward, everything is changing. So again you are going by the when we calculated this 18th of January, if you remember, we were doing covered interest arbitrage. Today also we'll be doing covered interest arbitrage. So what did I say? That your forward rate should have been 77.59, but in the actual market, the forward price, the price at which the $1 will be traded, may not be 77.59. If it is not, then there is a case of arbitrage opportunity. Here, if you remember correctly, so the price, market price and market value, market price and value, there is a difference. So market price in this case is say 77, and your value should have been 77.59, and so on. Got it? Yeah, there will all the time there will be a difference. This one. So this is the spot rate and this is the swap quote. I told you swap quote will start from the last figure. 8 will be matched with 5, 3 will be matched with 4, 2 will be matched with 7, 6 will be matched with 3, 1 will be matched with 5. Okay? So So 8 plus 5, 13, 3, carry 1, 3 plus 1, 4. Oh, sorry, 3 plus 1, 4, 4, 4, 4 plus 4, 8. Then 2 plus 7, 9. 6 plus 3, 9. 5 plus 1, 6, and then 7. On the other hand, this one, is it okay? Okay. Carry on. So these are all standard forward dates, 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, and etc. Suppose you have a broken date, 63 days or 135 days. So what do I do? So what we do is we normally apply interpolation in order to find out the swap codes. Okay. So interpolate between two whole months. Like say for example, this is 30 days, this is 60 days. You want to find out for 45 days. So for 30 days, these are the swap codes. For 45 days, and for 30 days, this is the swap code. For 60 days, this is the swap code. You want to find out one in between for 45 days, what will be the swap code? And accordingly, you can find out. Interpolation I'm not teaching you now. You must have done during calculation of IRR, internal rate of return. The same policy, same formula. Short dates, these are all certain, notations. Same day is cash. Delivery next day is tomorrow, Tom. Overnight. Tomorrow next day, TN. Spot next day, SN swap. These are all used to compute rates for short dates transactions. And of course, these are all quotations among the, these are all notations among the traders. So not for actually you and me. This is the formula for calculation of premium or discount. I told you forward minus spot upon spot into 100. If it is 1 month, 12 by 1. If it is 2 months, 12 by 2. If it is 3 months, 12 by 3, and so on. So that is how you calculate the forward premium or discount. If it is, and as I have told you, that is you use the mid rate. What is the mid rate? Bid plus ask divided by 2. So accordingly, you can calculate the forward premium and discount. Any question? LIBOR we will discuss at the time of interest rate swap. Covered interest arbitrage, if you remember, we have done one, but today also we'll do one big problem with 2 rates and all. So let me just show you the problem. Any question on this? Sorry, any question? So let me just solve this problem of covered interest arbitrage. Can you see covered interest arbitrage?
Yes, sir.
So see this problem. Last time we had done with a single rate. That is, what did I do? Just now what I have shown you. Just a few minutes back, what I have shown you. That is, just now what I have shown you. So spot rate, domestic interest rate, foreign interest rate. So single spot rate, single domestic interest rate, single. So we found out the single forward rate, and then we had done the covered interest arbitrage. We have seen that if the forward rate is more than this or less than this, there is an opportunity. But here what we will be doing? Here there are 2 spot rates, 2 forward rate, 2 interest rate, for domestic currency, 2 interest rate for foreign currency. What does it mean? Spot rate means this is the bid rate, this is the ask rate. Similarly, forward rate, this is the bid rate, this is the ask rate. 1 year interest rate 6.25% to 7.25% means if you borrow Indian rupee, you have to pay 7.25%. If you deposit Indian rupee, you will get 6.25%. Similarly, what will be the 1 year interest rate for dollar? If you borrow dollar, 0.14%. If you deposit dollar, 0.13%. So first, is there any interest arbitrage opportunity? Compute the profit with 1 million. Okay, so since it is given, compute the profit with $1 million. So we'll borrow dollar. Same thing, you borrow one currency, convert that, borrow at a particular rate of interest, convert that currency into another currency, deposit that money and buy a forward contract. So what do? You borrow $1 million. If you borrow $1 million, what is the rate of interest you have to pay?
0.14.
Huh?
0.14%.
So if you borrow $1 million for 1 year, how much you have to repay? 1 million and 1400. That is 0.14% on 1 million, which will come to 1400. So if you convert $1 million into INR, what will be, how much INR you will have? If you convert $1 million into INR, how much INR you have?
6.5 crores. 6.651.
What is the rate you tell me? Then we'll
65.61.
65.61. Okay, what does this rate signify? If you want to buy $1, you will get you will have to pay 65.61. If you sell $1, you will get 65.60. So in this case, you are selling dollar. So how much money you are getting? 65.60 million rupees. Okay. If you invest 65.60 million rupees for 1 year, what will be the rate of interest?
6.25%.
So you will be investing 65.60 million rupees at the rate of 6.25% for a period of 1 year. Okay. Now you started with dollar, you have to end with dollar. So whatever money you receive, with that, you will be buying dollar in 1 year forward market because you have to repay dollar after 1 year. So if you buy dollar in 1 year forward market, what is the rate? So is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So let us start the solution. So borrow $1 million at an interest rate of 0.14%. That is the rate we have. So if I borrow dollar, this is the rate. Okay. So borrow dollar at the rate of 0.14% for 1 year. So therefore, one has to repay $1 million and $1,400 after 1 year. Fine. Convert $1 million into rupee at the spot rate of 65.60. Okay. So you'll get 65.60 million rupees. Okay. So invest 65.60 million rupees. Invest 65.6 million rupees. If you invest Indian rupee, what is the rate of interest? 6.25%. So invest 65.60 million rupees at the rate of 6.25% for 1 year. So after 1 year, this will amount to 69.70 million rupees. Okay, at the rate of 6.25%. Now, with this, you know, this is the amount of money you are going to get after 1 year. So in 1 year forward market, you will have to buy dollar. So if you buy dollar in 1 year forward market, what is the rate? 69.50. So how much you will get? Sell 69.70 million rupees in 1 year forward market at an exchange rate of $1 is equal to 69.50. This will amount to $1,02,878. Okay, this you will get after 1 year. And after 1 year, you have to repay $1,000,000 and $1,400. So your profit will be $1,478 after 1 year. Any question? Anybody?
No, sir.
So let me ask you a question. Yeah, forget about this for the time being. Let me. Hmm. Can you do that by applying formula? Forward rate equal to spot rate into 1 plus DIR divided by 1 plus FIR. This is the formula which you have to apply in order to find this rate. So this is your bid rate, this is your ask rate. Last time it was very easy because we had only one spot rate, one interest rate, one interest rate for domestic currency, one interest rate for foreign currency, and we also calculated one forward rate. So this time you have two spot rate, you have two domestic interest rate, you have two foreign interest rate, and you have to calculate two forward rate, bid and ask. Can you? Normally, when it is an offline class, I offer a chocolate for this calculation. So if you can try and calculate, I will also give you a chocolate next time when we meet. With logic, of course.
Yes, sir.
So how much time I'll give you? 5 minutes? 6 minutes? You want a hint? Let me tell you. Let me give you the hint. You come to me to first let us talk about this one. That is, you want to buy $1 1 year from now. I repeat, you want to buy $1 1 year from now. Okay? So you come to me and say you want to buy $1 1 year from now. What will be the safest thing from my side to do? I'll buy $1 today. If I buy $1 today, I need some amount of money. And if I borrow that amount of money, whatever interest, I'll have to pay. I'll charge you that interest. Okay. Once I buy the dollar, why should I keep the dollar in my cash box? I'll invest that dollar in the bank. So after 1 year, I'll give you the dollar and take the money. Okay. So that is the concept. So first you calculate this. I'm giving you 5 minutes to think. Okay.
Sir, sell rate is 69.6025.
See, forget about this one. This is not there.
Yes, sir, that is not there.
So this is the information given. How do you calculate?
Yes, sir. 69.6025.
When first rate means this one you are talking about.
Yes, sir.
The rate at which you can buy dollar. Okay. So what is your spot rate? So we are calculating ask
Yes, sir.
rate or offer rate. So when you calculate ask rate, what is the spot?
65.6, sir. 65.60.
65.60. This is you have taken. What is DIR?
DIR is 6.25, sir.
6.25
25.
and FIR
0.14%.
0.14. Is that okay? Now,
Yes, sir.
if you do that, so what will be if you take these rates, so your bid rate will be the other ones? Huh? So if you take, so if I use this rate, so what will be bid rate?
69.6025, sir.
Huh? See, for
69.6025.
bid rate, your spot will be equal to 65.61. Yes or no? DIR will be 7.25 and FIR will be
0.13%.
So if you do that, then what will be what is coming to your bid rate?
69.6025, sir.
So 60, and what is your offer rate?
70.2753.
So this one is coming 70.2753 and this is by applying this.
Yes, sir.
How come? Forward rate equal to 65.60 into 1 plus 0.0625 divided by 1 plus 0.0014. This comes to calculate
69.6025, sir.
69.6025.
Yes, sir.
And what about this? What about this? Forward rate is equal to 65.61 into 1 plus 0.0725 divided by 1 plus 0.0013
Yes, sir.
is equal to
70.2753.
70.2753.
53.
So your rates are coming. This one is 70.2753 and this one is 69.6026. 69.6026. So is this rate acceptable? Huh?
Sir,
Is
like
this-
bid is 69.6025.
You did just 1 minute. So first of all, this rate, whatever you have said that rate is not acceptable.
Sir, bid is 69.6025.
So so what you are saying, bid is 69.6025 and all. Let me once again go back to my logic which I had given you. You come to me. You come to me and you say that you want to buy $1 after 1 year. Okay? I repeat, you come to me and say $1 after 1 year. What will be safest thing from my side to do? Because I don't know what will be the price of $1 after 1 year. So I'll go to the market and buy $1 today. What will be the rate I'll be paying? I go to the market and buy $1 today. What will be the rate I'll be paying? Make sense? Huh? So my rate is 65.61. Any question? I am finding out, remember, I am finding out this rate. I am finding out bid rate. This one. Okay? I am finding out this rate. $65. Now, how much money I am investing? 65.61. If I borrow this money, how much interest I'll be paying? 7.25%. Is that clear? Yes or no? Once I buy the dollar, if I invest the dollar, how much interest I'll get? 1.3. So what will be the rate? 65.61 into so how much? What is the value coming?
70.2753, sir.
70.2753. So this is my rate. 70.2753. Okay. So what about the other one? Yeah.
Heading, sir. Like we were.
I have swapped or you have
The
swapped?
actual code convention.
No. I have swapped or you have swapped?
Sir, actually, the order which we followed was like the first one is bid and the second one is offer.
No.
But we didn't follow the
You
headings.
give me the
which were
logic.
written.
First logic I have given you, that is, you come to me to buy $1 1 year from now. What is the safest thing from my side to do? I buy $1 today. If I buy $1 today, I'll be paying this amount of money. If I want to buy this money will be blocked for a period of 1 year. So if I borrow, I'll be paying 7.25%. Okay. And once I buy the dollar, I'll be investing that in the dollar market. I'll be getting 0.13%. So this is how I calculate it. How do I calculate the bid rate? You come to me and you say you will be selling $1 1 year from now. I repeat, you come to me and you say that you will be selling $1 from now, 1 year from now. So what will be the safest thing from my side to do? I borrow an amount today which will become $1 after 1 year. So in which when you give me $1, with that I can repay this dollar loan. Okay. So what is if I borrow $1 today, what will be the So what am I saying? I'll be borrowing $1 today. What will be the rate of interest for that? 14%, 0.14. If I convert the dollar to Indian rupee today, what will be the exchange rate? 65.60. Is that fine? Yes or no? So after that, if I deposit that dollar into rupee, how much I'll get? 6.25%. So how do I calculate? 65.60 into, this is 6 and this is 4. So this comes to this was
69.6025, sir.
69.6025.
6025.
So this rate is 69.6025. And what is the rate at which it is traded? So now this is the rate you have calculated. And this is the rate which it is traded. Okay? This is the market rate, huh? So how did you find arbitrage opportunity? This rate is more than this rate, okay? So as long as this rate is more than this rate, I repeat, sorry. As long as this rate is more than this rate, or this rate is less than this rate, there is an arbitrage opportunity. Okay? This rate is more than this rate and or this rate is less than this rate, there is an arbitrage opportunity. Okay? Otherwise, there is no. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
So basically, you can calculate when there is an arbitrage opportunity. So this is how we calculate the forward rate when there are all are bid and ask. All bid and ask are given. And always remember, if these are for 1 year, if it is for lesser number of years, say for example 3 months, so interest rate will be multiplied by 3 by 12, or it will be simply the interest rate will be divided by 4. So this will become this forward rate. This will become, if it is 3 months, 0.0625 will be divided by 4, 0.0014 will be divided by 4, and that's all. Okay. So that is about the foreign exchange market. Any question, confusion? So our foreign exchange market, including covered interest arbitrage, is over. Okay. Any question? Otherwise, we have 9 minutes. We can start. Little bit of, though your sections we are slightly ahead, little bit of currency forward and options. So basically, if you talk about currency futures and options, basically not forward, currency futures and options. So when we talk about futures and options market, let me also show you today the NSE. So when you go to NSE, So when you go to NSE, this is your currency derivative. Okay. So once you open currency derivative market, you have this future contract. You can see this is between US dollar and Indian rupee. First one, US dollar Indian rupee, US dollar Indian rupee, Euro INR, GBP INR. Now you have 1 month contract, 2 months contract, and 3 months contract. Future contract I have not yet explained to you. Okay, Ajal. So let me explain. Then I will take you here that it will be easier for you to understand. So first of all, you know what is a forward contract that we have discussed. What is a forward contract? The contract is we enter into the contract today. Delivery of goods and payment for goods will take place on a future date. That is a forward contract. Future contract is also like that. You enter into a contract today. Delivery of goods and payment for goods will take place on a future date. But the major difference between a forward contract and a future contract is forward contract is between two parties, bilateral contract, buyer and seller. Future contract is between three parties, buyer, seller, and it is traded through an exchange. Okay, so buyer, seller, and exchange. These are the three things in a three parties in a future contract. Okay, so in a forward contract, you don't need any deposit or margin money. Though many cases banks ask for it, but it is not compulsory. But in a future contract, you need a margin money. So both buyer and seller, they deposit a particular portion of money in the exchange. What do you mean by this? That is, suppose you enter into a particular amount of contract, exchange will determine a particular percentage. You have to deposit that amount of money as margin money. Okay. Achha, margin money, and then there is something called mark to market, and there is something called minimum margin and maintenance margin. Achha, this part I'll explain you probably next, because today I won't have that amount of time. Because margin I'll have to explain with an example. Let me give you another problem. So first difference I have told you, that is forward is a bilateral contract, future is a trilateral contract, or for another way to represent is forward is an OTC market, future is an exchange traded contract. Now another is forward is a customized contract, future is a standardized contract. What do you mean by customized? So you can customize as far as three things are concerned. One is basically amount, quantity, quality, and time. What do you mean by quantity? Forward, you can enter into a contract for any amount, maybe $25,373. So today you go to a bank and you can buy $25,373. But in a future, since it is an exchange traded contract, you cannot buy for any amount. Suppose there is a lot size. So if the lot size is 25,000, so you have to buy 25,000 and in multiples thereof. Okay. So 25,000, 50,000, 75,000 and so on. Okay. So this is a standardized contract. Date is also standardized. So if you enter into a contract today for 1 month, it will expire on 28th of February, and then 2 days of grace, that is 2nd of March. So, but if you enter into a 1 month contract, it will expire on the last Thursday of February. If you enter into a 2 month contract, it will expire on the last Thursday of March, and so on. So just check whether forward is, this is also last Thursday, 24th of February is what day? Because stock is Thursday. Let's see. Currency is 24th. Currency is also Thursday. Last Thursday of the month. So it will expire on the last Thursday of the month. So that is what is standardized. So the date when it will expire is also standardized. Similarly, quality is also standardized. Now dollar is always a dollar, so there is no standard for dollar. But if you deal in commodity where there is a question of standard, see, if it is gold, so you can trade only 24 carats of gold with 0.999 degree of fineness. It is quality of the product is mentioned. So 24 carat of gold with 0.999 degree of fineness. So that is also standardized. And also tick size is also standardized. That is price by which it will change. Price change means when today from one price to another price, the tick size, that is also standardized. So basically 4 standards. One is quality, one is quantity, one is time, one is tick size. These are all. So forward, all these are customized. Future, all these are standardized. So forward is a customized contract, future is a standardized contract. Okay. There are many other differences. So next class, you just remind me, we'll start from the difference between forward and future, but with which one? I repeat, we'll start the difference between forward and future, but with mark to market and margin money. Okay. So if I explain that, most of the major differences will be done. Okay.
Yes.
Till now, any question?
No, sir.
Sir, futures will be since it is standardized, so forwards are more riskier, we can say like that, right?
So
than
that
future.
definitely when I say after completing margin money, I would have said that. Anyway, forward, it's a 2-party contract. So when you are buying from a bank, you are the buyer, bank is the seller. There is no party in between. Future, it is an exchange traded. When you are buying from the exchange, not actually exchange, clearing corporation in the exchange, which gives counterparty guarantee to both buyer and seller. And when you are selling to the exchange. So buyer is buying from the exchange, seller is selling to the exchange. So it's not necessary that buyer and seller, they know each other. Rather, buyer and seller, they do not know each other. So it is basically buyer is buying from the exchange, seller is selling to the exchange. So it's a what do you call? So counterparty risk is assumed by both of them. Just a second. Huh? So basically forward and future. This is remaining portions of the discussions is in the next class. Okay.
Sir, clearing houses or clearing corporations which you have mentioned are NSDL and CSDL, right? If I'm not wrong.
NSCCL, National Securities Clearing Corporation Limited.
Yes, sir.
Okay.